Explosive. Welcome to New Sky TV unveiling Guo Yuxin's character code. How did she achieve a breakthrough after being rejected 30 times? If you think that becoming a sensation in the short drama circle is just about looks, luck, and trending topics, then you really should take a look at Guo Yuxin. Because her rise to fame is almost a resounding slap in the face, slapping the faces of those who say ordinary people have no chance, and also slapping the faces of those who believe that short drama actors just act casually. Guo Yuxin's most formidable quality isn't her ability to cry, be sweet, or act well, but her relentless dedication. She herself said that she was rejected countless times as a child because she wasn't pretty enough, and was rejected more than 30 times in auditions. What does 30 times mean? For an ordinary person, they would have long since thrown their dreams into the trash and turned to find a more stable job. But she didn't. She's like a sheep gritting its teeth and climbing upwards, getting up after falling, bandaging her wounds and continuing to climb, with only one goal in mind: I must get to the top. And it is precisely because of this that her performances carry a kind of ruthlessness. When you watch her cry, it's not the exaggerated, unrestrained tears, nor is it like water dripping from her face. Her crying is restrained, like a single tear held back until the very last moment. The most amazing thing is, she can truly shed tears in 3 seconds. And it's not an ugly cry, it's the kind of crying that makes your heart clench just watching it. As one netizen aptly put it, watching Guo Yuxin cry, my heart aches too. This isn't just praise, it's the audience being drawn into the drama. Even more impressive are her details. When she's portraying sadness, she curls up, her shoulders subtly hunch, her fingers unconsciously gripping the hem of her clothes, as if she truly has nowhere to escape. When she's portraying grievance, she doesn't immediately erupt. Instead, she swallows, averts her gaze, then steals a look back, as if afraid of being discovered in her breakdown. Many people screenshot her expressions and make them into memes. Why? Because her expressions aren't acted, but lived. This realism is even more precious in the fast-paced, fragmented world of short dramas. But what truly made Guo Yuxin explode in the short drama circle wasn't just her ability to cry, but her sweetness. Her sweetness wasn't the forced, naive kind, nor the unrealistic sweetness of idol dramas. Her sweetness was grounded in reality. For example, when she acted in romance scenes, her eyes never gave direct attention. She would first panic, then secretly anticipate, then feel a little smug, and finally pretend to be indifferent and turn her face away. That subtle "I like you but I won't say it" feeling pierced the audience's hearts like a needle. That's why fans nicknamed them the insulin CP. What does that mean? It means they were so sweet it makes your blood sugar spike, so sweet you can't help but laugh while watching, and after laughing, you feel a burning sensation in your heart. What's even more incredible is that this sweetness isn't just a fleeting moment in a scene, but rather she can be sweet from beginning to end, with distinct layers: cautious probing in the beginning, a clingy, heart-fluttering feeling in the middle, and an uncontrollable infatuation in the end. Even if you know the formula, you'll still be drawn to the screen, unable to stop watching. Of course, Guo Yuxin isn't just about being sweet. Her most iconic scene was the one in I Was Born a Humble Mortal, where she tore up the divorce papers. That scene was like a bomb, not from the dialogue, but from her emotions. Her hands trembled, her lips were white, but her eyes were as hard as knives. It wasn't a hysterical breakdown, it was the pain of biting myself to pieces to hold on. At the end, she suddenly paused for a second, as if realizing, I really have come this far. That 1 second of silence caused an uproar online, with comments flooding the screen and her face dominating the trending topics overnight. Many people finally understood, Guo Yuxin isn't just a short drama actress, she's an actress. Her performances aren't casual, they're all about giving it her all. She once said something particularly powerful: good actors and good stories deserve to be made with heart. It sounds like a platitude, but for her, it's not just a slogan, it's proof of her perseverance through 30 rejections. So what exactly is Guo Yuxin's persona code? The answer is actually quite simple: she doesn't have a persona. She only has one thing: relentlessly pursuing her passion. She used her perceived lack of beauty as a whetstone, rejection as a training camp, and short dramas as a stage, honing every tear, every glance, and every small gesture to perfection. She showed the audience that ordinary people aren't without opportunities, they just lack the tenacity to bite off the hook and never give up. Because in the world of short dramas, becoming famous once isn't difficult. What's difficult is maintaining fame after becoming famous. Even more difficult is, after becoming famous, while others rest on their laurels and replicate formulas, she, on the contrary, begins to destroy her comfort zone, actively challenging herself with even greater difficulties. She's not the kind of person who rests on her laurels after one hit drama. She's more like a knife that gets sharper with each passing year, becoming calmer with fame and more clear-headed with adulation. When you watch her performances, you'll notice a chilling detail. Guo Yuxin's acting isn't short drama-style acting at all. Her crying isn't for sentimentality, her sweetness isn't for pandering, her ruthlessness isn't for creating satisfying moments. Every emotion she portrays is logical and layered. Even if her character only has one line, she thoroughly understands the character's backstory, which is why the audience feels she's not just acting out a story, but portraying a real person. This is why she was able to turn the scene in I Was Born a Humble Mortal where she tears up the divorce agreement into a textbook-level masterpiece. The most powerful part of that scene isn't the act of tearing the paper, but the instant after she finishes. Her eyes look as if they've been forcefully plunged into ice water, numb with pain, yet still holding on. That instant broke countless viewers' defenses, because everyone suddenly realized, this wasn't a scene, but a farewell that many people have experienced in real life. Even more absurdly, after this scene aired, a phenomenon appeared for the first time in the short drama circle. The popularity of the plot directly influenced real-world discussions. Some people explain the legal validity of divorce agreements in the comments section, some discussed women's property security, and some even edited this scene together as an emotional self-help template. A short drama actually led the audience's emotions into reality, something almost impossible before. And Guo Yuxin? She didn't get carried away. Instead, she casually remarked in an interview, "I hope that when girls see the scene, they don't just feel heartbroken, but rather think, I can start over too." Doesn't that sound like a hook? It doesn't hook the plot, it hooks the audience's hearts. That's why she proactively requested to add a storyline about the female lead starting her own business. Because she knows that sweet romance can be addictive, but only growth will leave a lasting impression. She didn't want to portray the female lead as just a pretty face who only knows how to date. She wanted the character to be fleshed out, have a career, and have choices. In short, she wanted the audience to be both entertained and inspired. That's terrifying. Because when an actor starts pursuing value in their work, they are no longer a commodity chosen by the market, but begin to influence the market's rules. Guo Yuxin's rise to fame has truly changed the way short dramas operate. Previously, short dramas competed on who could be more melodramatic, faster-paced, and more romantic. Now, they compete on who can create more refined content, who can draw the audience in more deeply, and who can evoke the most poignant emotions. Some industry insiders even say, these days, when casting, directors silently wonder, can she handle Guo Yuxin's kind of intensity? Can't? Then sorry, the audience will be instantly pulled out of the story. You think this is a compliment? No, it's the industry's invisible threshold. And what about her? She's even more ruthless. She's incredibly selective about scripts. If the quality isn't good enough, she'd rather not film it. Some tried to use her popularity to apply a formula, but she rejected it with a single sentence: "Don't waste the audience's time." This statement immediately caused an uproar online. Short drama actors actually have this kind of professional bottom line. Isn't she being a bit too serious? But honestly, she's right. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.